Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus Pimp Sunkiss, coming at you right quick, right fast, certainly, with some messages for the week, not for the week. Okay, yes. So this specifically be some messages from Venus. So Venus is planet of femininity, love, sex, sensuality, femininity, romance, beauty, fertility, all of the things. You may associate the planet Venus. Also, Venus is also a goddess as well. That can be associated with both Isis and Bastet. But I am picking up more on Aphrodite and Bastet specifically. And I am aware that there are parallels of the deities. So just know that I said Aphrodite and Bastet very intentionally. So latch on to what you know is more closer to your culture. Could very well have both there, do your own personal evaluations on that, your meditations and all that for clarity if you need to, and all of that, take the meat, spit out the bone. But yeah, those are the main two deities alongside, of course, Venus that I am picking up the channelings on. Aphrodite and Bastet specifically. Those names specifically. Now, let's go ahead and get into the specificity of this card. So, once again, messages from Venus for the week, not for the week, okay? Yes. Anyway, so we have the distraction card here. It's the third card in this particular deck. It came out sideways. And right side up, it reads, subtle cues hint at impending danger. A breath away from potential turmoil. In the closeness of peril lies caution's call. Now, because it came out sideways, we get both sides of the messages from the cards. So, on the other side, the message is, I was naive to think that fleeting affairs could ever take the place of a genuine connection, distracted and nearly causing irreversible mistakes. So we have the number 3 on this card, and the number 3 is a number of divine purpose. Specifically, the energy that's channeling from this number 3 here is that energy of creation. A lot of us have been trying to bring a lot of things into fruition, been trying to manifest a lot, been praying for a lot, been working for a lot, or been working for this specific thing, specific person, or these specific things, specific experiences with specific people, all of that. We got harvest that we is trying to fertilize up at the ground, okay? So we've been given some specific to some of us, you might have some vagueness in there, here and there, duality and multidimensionality and everything. Howsoever, a lot of us have been given some specific directions, things to detox from, people to cut off and stay away from, habits to break, commitments to maintain. And all of this is also a part of committing to the self so that you can attract better commitment from other people and situations. And, the energy of the world and all that. So, all that being said, this is definitely a warning. There's a lot of temptation and test in the air for this week. Okay? Some of us got some sweet tooths. And I mean that literally and figuratively. Be very careful about overindulgence this week. In general, but this week specifically, there is a high alert to be very cautious surrounding overindulgence. There is a calling to indulge, but be careful with whom you are indulging and how much. Be very protective of yourself as it concerns your indulgences this week. And don't be paranoid, but be structured, be disciplined. Remember your commitments, remember your goals, because it's a lot of things and people coming up. Some of y'all probably been getting some nice inboxes, some texts from some exes, some people trying to spin the block, some former friends trying to get in touch with you, trying to see what you up to, trying to get in your business, honey. It's people trying to pull you off track, trying to pull you out your lane, trying to distract you. And some of you may even be kind of trying to distract yourself because you may feel a little fatigue with the discipline of it all. Getting a little tired of doing the routine and, seeing some blessings here and there, but not exactly what you're trying to bring into fruition. So definitely remember the saying that often, as soon as you feel like you want to give up, that's when you really like need to push, because you like literally right there at the door of what you're trying to bring into fruition. And so that's an element where things get very gospel, if you will, where, as cliche as it sounds, you have to bless God's name even when you have not seen the blessing that you are exactly looking for yet. And sometimes God will put you in these positions to test you, to see if your love and your commitment and your loyalty to the God in you, let alone the God outside of you, is conditional or not. And that's a major part of it here that's coming up. Remembering that God is not just some external being, God is also within you. So when you commit to God, you're also committing to yourself. And when your commitment to God is conditional, that means your commitment to yourself is also conditional. So throughout these weeks and in these moments, you're going to really want to be asking yourself the right questions as it concerns recognizing your worth. Because how can you expect, and I say this all the time, how can you expect external commitment if you don't have internal commitment? How can you expect unconditional love externally if you don't have unconditional love internally? Love and commitment go hand in hand. You got to remember that. So when you're met with these habits that you know need to be cut off, when you're met with these people that's trying to spin the block and trying to pull you back into your old days and your old ways, you got to ask yourself, why would you play yourself like that? Why would you give up gold for grains of sand? So like I said, this is a warning to not get so in your head about all of the outcomes and being so afraid that you're not going to get the Rolls Royce that you end up buying a Camry. Ain't nothing wrong with a Camry, but you want the Rolls Royce. You deserve the Rolls Royce. And God got you a Rolls Royce. I know you looking at one and you know what I'm saying? It seems like it's all these blocks in the way of you trying to get it. But have you ever considered that maybe that particular Rolls Royce that you know of, that you looking at, ain't the one that's really best for you? There's a better one that God know about that you just, you know what I'm saying, just wait, because baby, they gotta make it. They gotta put the doors on the car. They gotta put the wheels on it. They ain't even created this yet. I'm being silly, but also being for real at the same time. Like, in all seriousness, don't cheat yourself. Okay? Allow yourself to be treated by the universe. That takes femininity. Femininity, in this case, is stillness. And that don't mean don't still commit to your routine. It means continue to be obedient to your higher self, because that's what you deserve on a consistent basis. Actively love yourself on a consistent basis, because a lot of you are in this frequency of objectification, and you keep wondering why you keep attracting people who objectify you. They show you love as a means to an end. Or you keep attracting people who throw their favors and such in your face. You're attracting that energy. And this is not to say that it's all your fault, but this is just to say a part of why you're attracting that energy is a reflection of how you're handling yourself. Showing love to yourself conditionally as a means to an end to get to a specific outcome, as opposed to recognizing that you deserve to sensationally and actively love yourself 24/7 and then some. So you should start and end your days doing and saying something loving to yourself. And look up the definition of cheat and really channel and meditate and evaluate on what it means to cheat yourself. And a channel song that we got that came through here, I said the lyric, I didn't sing it, but it is called Gold by Andra Day. You don't know, I call him the teacher. He had hard lessons for the kid. I could offer you true hell. He put me under the same spell. He lied and he stressed me out. Baby, if you don't know nothing about that song, go ahead and give it a spin. Shout it, let it embrace you. Yeah. But yeah, okay. But with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you could be one of the first to be back through these queenly quotas for the next time. And be sure to bless that comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways like love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.